I think we've got a spy among us. Imperial.
Who have you told?
You're the first that I've come to.
Inform the captain at once.
You've got any idea where she is at the moment?
We last saw Astrea talking with Tiberius, I believe it was, before I went to go get Farron. She was last at the mess. Otherwise, perhaps First Mate or even Captain Hazel might know where she is.
Right. Should I be going alone, or...
Who is in my immediate vicinity? Because we were near the mess area.
Well, Farron, you've been talking to, is right next
Yeah.
to you. As you're sort of looking around, there's... It's been a long day for you, but so I think we're sort of almost sort of maybe sort of in the mid-afternoon, that kind of vibe. There are, I mean, at any point in time, you can maybe count 15 to 20 people in your general vicinity. Not to mention any animals that you might be crawling through the brush that you don't necessarily see. You know what? Make me a perception check.
Very well.
And Farron, you can do so as well if you want to put your head on a swivel.
Oh, yes, please.
That's a 14 for
Shall
Pax.
And my character sheet is hanging. Hello, D&D Beyond. There we go. Perception. Much better. And we roll. And we wait.
We still have that whole thing.
Oh, that beautiful, beautiful technical delay.
That's a 4. Okay.
That's a 4.
Yep, that tracks.
Well, it doesn't track. That's the whole point. Sorry, tracking is survival.
Mm.
Yeah, I think Pax.
One day I'll roll.
Pax, I think you're looking as you look around. Like I said, you'll just nobody seems to be looking in your general direction. You're not under any scrutiny. You don't sense any animal spy sort of trying to listen into your conversation. But yeah, there's about maybe 10, 15 people around. Sort of general.
Any chance did I see Jork or Still in the general vicinity?
No, not on a 14. If you had rolled a bit higher, maybe you could have maybe we could have determined sort of an ally, but no, mostly. No, you're not seeing any of the crew.
As Pax turns back, hissing under his breath, he's like, "Sk. Fine, we'll escort you." No, this is problematic.
Yes, exactly. And we don't want anyone of the crew noticing that we have a problem, do we? Especially not a potential spy. Relax, we got this. And we caught it early. Thank you for that, by the way.
Well, not knowing how on which toe to dance with regards to the Empire,
Hopefully
or formerly or our former employers, huh? By the way, do you know if the captain is planning on sticking with the Drake identity, I guess?
Under consideration.
Ah.
For the time being.
All the more.
Do you have any alternate suggestions?
Look, I wasn't quite happy with anything. I'm just happy to sail. So if it is under... I'll sail under a banner I trust. And under a captain I trust. Whatever that banner.
All right.
And I
Let's make
believe-
sure the captain can hear both those important things.
Yeah, of course.
I would have preferred a catch of the physical kind, though, Farron.
Patience there. We'll all get a bite in.
Farron, Pax, could you please make me a survival check at this point to try and see
Huh.
how long it takes for you to find Astrea?
That's an 18.
God, okay, 18 and 17. Yeah. Astrea, where do they find you?
I was supposed to have the meeting with the captain, but that was over. Hazel, after. So, how late is it now in the day?
So we're about maybe mid-afternoon.
Okay.
Hazel has started work on the Chimera.
Yes, and that part was the part that Pact was supposed to be at to see with. I'm sorry, it's been a while since the last game, and I'm just trying to remember where everyone is and what would make sense for Astrea to be doing. So currently, the captain, Captain Hazel and Gizmo are on the ship, trying to make sense of it with.
So would this be at the ship? Let's say this. Let's take a editor's decision here, and yeah, I think that Farron, Pax, and you meet. Astrea is basically at the foot of the Chimera. Almond, sorry, is sort of weaving. You can see she's sort of working on the ship. Gizmo, you're not too far away. That way we get the whole officer's crew together. So yes, Astrea, you kind of see. I guess Pax, Farron, what is your demeanor? Are you, or sort of, is it a calm walk? Are you letting that stress and that anxiety sort of dictate your pace?
I'm definitely trying to do precisely not that. I'm trying to give off the impression of, officers looking for the captain because there's always things to discuss, logistics, something that seems casual and part of the routine tasks of an officer. Because if there really is a mole, you don't want them to know that we're onto them.
That is fair. Okay. Pax?
Pax, on the other hand, is not subterfuge. Yeah, no. He's also not really been trained in it, doesn't really know it that well, so he feels an immediate threat to their current way of life and survival. So Pax wouldn't really be looking around jittery or like be paranoid in that way. But he's got something important, something annoys him, and he's very much giving off that vibe, like, leave me the fuck alone, get the hell out of my way. He looks grumpy.
Which is a charisma 5 move.
4.
I apologize.
Representing all you people with no charisma out there.
How's the frill?
I think the frill is lightly trembling. A little bit like, also maybe that leathery skin giving a little bit of that shuffling sound constantly, unnerving, rattlesnake adjacent, but not as loud and crisp. As he marches behind Farron, though. Very much following Farron's step after the reveal.
Right.
Yeah, so I guess Astrea, what's your passive insight?
His passive insight is 16.
Yeah, so I think this is definitely something that you can definitely sense there's agitation within packs. Maybe Farron's a little bit better about it, and Tessa looks to be perturbed, right? Or at least she looks like she's been perturbed and sort of hiding it. She's not as composed as usual.
But Farron is, but they're all trying to hide it in some way, shape, or form.
I would think that
being.
I think the instinct that you get is something's up. You're not exactly sure if it's panicky, good, if it's good or bad news. If you're looking at Farron, if you're looking at Pax, you're going, oh, okay, this is something, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I will say. So what I'll say is, as a disposition, right? Almond is very much. You can see she is. She's currently working on one of the. She's on the deck working on one of the main masts, and you can see this mast that's sort of been hammered. Sort of hammered together between these two greater. And she's sort of smoothing the edges. She's smoothing. She's basically coaxing. It's almost like she's soothing an angry child, or a child who's with or a sick child, right? She's soothing, she's talking, she's communicating in a language that you don't understand, as she's speaking Druidic directly into the wood, and you can see the wood sort of almost creep and meld into each other. And it's starting on the areas where she's already worked. You already kind of see the sort of marbled effect in some of the woods as they join together, and sort of smoothing together. The effect is actually quite interesting as different color woods sort of shift and move into each other, negotiating their space. And I think Hazel is very much she's sort of. Again, she's taking stock of the work that's being done, the work that is not being done, and I think she's the one sort of next to you, Astrea, as you notice this. But right now, your crew is coming up the docks. If you wish to have the conversation on the ship, it is possible it might be heard by the lead officers of the Asphodel.
Mm-hmm. I think she's gonna let them come up and get a better idea of what's happening first. What type of trouble we're in.
Right, so within hearing shot of Hazel or out of shot?
I think she's gonna join them on the docks.
Okay.
Like, just step off the ship, go and have a look.
Yeah,
go and have a look.
You excuse yourself from Hazel, who's just sort of has a sort of a nod, and sort of keeps tab. Basically, she's keeping tab literally of like any contractor, any decent contractor. Has sort of we did this. This needs to be done, and this. It's very much the architect and the it feels almost like she's the architect of we need to do this way so that this works and stuff like that. Mm-hmm.
As Pax walks up to Athenea, before Athenea really gets into
Astrea
speaking range. Astrea. Whoa, sorry.
Where did that come from?
Woo!
And how?
That's a different character in a different game.
Yeah, but I'm wondering how you knew about her true name. But that's something different.
Secrets! I'm just gonna scutter on the sand like a lizard and go away. No, as Astrea walks up, Pax immediately slinks his body forward, like shrinking in height to have his upper body, leaning forward in a weird angle, to get quite close to her to immediately lisp, "There's an Imperial spy on the island."
we think there might be.
All
Easy
right.
there, big guy.
I'm gonna take them a little bit away from the ship and say, okay, explain.
Pax just turns to Tressa and looks at her expectantly.
The cook sort of steps forward. She's wringing. She's sort of wringing her hands, right? And you can see that it's her hands, calloused hands, sort of gone a bit red with the just by. Anyways, goes. Well, one of the druids. I'm pretty sure he didn't notice me, but it. Context. Succinct, but context. 10 years ago, I was just a junior. I just boarded my first ship, and well, we were ordered to transport a person of interest. Very hush hush. Kept to his cabin most of the voyage, but only coming out sort of an off. Anyways, I was in charge of bringing them food, and well, it was long 2 months. Got to talking, got to have a little fun, if you know what I mean. And heard later on, as he disembarked, that he was an agent of the Empire. Spy, saboteur, rumors abound. We were asked by the captain, who, rumors came up to them, and pretty much that we were supposed to forget this person ever was there. And that we had been delivering barrels of fish. So, and I'm pretty sure that I saw them earlier today, tending a patch of pumpkins.
Right. And why would you think that they're here spying? If it was such a long time ago, they could have changed directions.
Or they could still be in service.
Captain, that's not my judgment to make, quite honestly. I went to PAX because I found them first. I just, considering what just happened, where most of us are from, and
I'm not saying you did a bad thing. Thank you for bringing this to our attention. Thank you for mentioning this. I just want to make sure. And do you have any description, name of that person?
well, I don't know what name they might be. I know that when I knew him, I knew him under the name of Nail, but well, that's the name he gave me, anyways. But sure. Half elf, about yay high. She basically sort of gives you a description. Sort of brownish, short cropped hair. With sort of that's starting to peppered with white and sort of gray and white and green streaks. Sort of a fairly she gives you a fairly good description of the person.
I mean, it's not like any of us are particularly recommendable in terms of our pasts, right? But would be interesting to know if our hosts know this person.
Are aware
And
of the story.
yeah.
Yes.
But also, I'd like to avoid any panic or rumors with already the crew's unification being fragile as it is. Last thing we need to have is any old Imperials wondering if they're going to be looked at funny because of a rumor. Even if there is a justified Imperial spy, to have them thrown in with the lot would be less than optimal.
Yep. I agree. Let's come aboard. You're all having first interest in the remodel of the ship, so I'd like you to have a look around and particularly in your specific areas of expertise, see if there are any suggestions, modifications, something you want up or down for some reason. So Gizmo did a wonderful job, but hey, more and more brains.
As you are looking up, you can see that Hazel is sort of stooped down on her legs as Gizmo is sort of pointing out things on a sort of a schematic. Sorry? Nada, you had another idea?
No, I was just miming the whole thing.
Yeah, basically, yeah, so putting it, it's sort of Hazel very patiently sort of nodding and amending her notes. As Gizmo, you sort of brought out this sort of maybe, I guess, who would have drawn any schematics? Would it have been you, or would it have been Emil?
Actually, I like to imagine Gizmo translating what Emil describes into actual schematics. Like, he goes from being like the gold-hungry kobold to being very technical, very specific, using terms that no one knows.
Right,
And
because you had to
he's
come
like-
because you're self-taught. You had to come up with your own. Right, the Doom Bangle and the
exactly.
Goose Muggle are something that you use on a regular basis, but
Exactly.
nobody knows that
Yep.
they're just a hammer and a nail. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, left-handed wrench, I believe, is the second one, wasn't it?
Probably. Most probably it is. Now I will need to actually compile a list of all those.
Yes, please. Oh boy. The Kobold School of Artificering is gonna be something nuts.
Yep.
Bolts and nuts.
7 days.
Yeah, so I think Hazel is as you come aboard. Oh, by the way, the captain is above the ship and the crew is above the ship, so I'm going to be adding this. There we go. Right. As long as you're on the ship, we see the flag. There you go. That's the. Sort of Hazel sort of looks over the. The four of you coming aboard, with Tressa, and go. Is everything all right, Captain?
We might have a subject or two to discuss, but it's not immediate emergency.
What have the rules been on your crew about fraternization within? I'm trying to full on distract and make her think that we're talking about other things.
What do you mean by fraternization? She sort of looks, there's an immediate sort of a height, sort of eyebrow that goes up, of going, very much in a way of,
Are you talking about what I'm thinking you're talking about?
Exactly, yeah.
Well, let's just say that crew unification is one thing, but I'm wondering what protocols to have if the crew tries to unify a little too well, kind of like trying to avoid some drama and taking inspiration from other crews' regulations on the matter, nip a few potential issues in the bud.
She sort of looks to there's a sort of side look to Almond, as she says, well, almost sort of wondering about her response. Travel at sea can bring people together, and as long as things are cordial and that all parties act like adults, then we do not see any issues. And sometimes it can work very well.
I'm sure it can. It's not them acting like adults that I'm worried about. Well, I suppose it is them acting like adults. It's when things are no longer cordial that I am concerned.
Well, we deal with it. There are multiple ways to handle these things, as many as there might have been couples. Sometimes we will have them work on different shifts. Sometimes we will make sure that one stays at land while the other... Where is this question coming from, Mr. Farron?
Let's just say I'm trying to get ahead of some problems before they get to be problems. Full-on bullshitting. This is my attempt to derail her idea of what the problem is into a mostly harmless direction.
Right. Well, crew management is a delicate matter. It's morale is another, and while we do understand that a crew needs to be able to work together, sometimes that goes through, well, different avenues. The heart wants what the heart wants, and physicality is very much a thing. So it will happen. I guarantee that. But
Of that I have no doubt. If you have any suggestions, I suppose, I'm always happy to hear how best to manage it.
well, I'd be happy to have that conversation with you later. Right now we're a little busy. And I think that's your first lesson, Mr. Farron. Never let fun interfere with work.
Duly noted.
He sort of turns to Tressa. Say, Miss Tressa, I believe you're the cook. Could we maybe have a look at the space that you might need? And I don't believe I've had the pleasure of talking with you at that. With that, Tressa goes, sort of looks to you, Astrea, Pax. So maybe looking for an approval.
I'll send Tressa with her. And while they're at it, if you want to go have a look at the rest of the ship and have suggestions, maybe Gizmo can compile them and then tell them to the captain as soon as necessary.
Sir, yes, sir.
Speaking of Gizmo, there's one important thing that we need to consider on the ship. Captain, while you're here, you might as well hear it. Charon is quite capable in ship defense when it comes to naval combat. However, Karen has hooves. We've tinkered on the Triumph to prepare handles and grips and holds for her hooves to be able to lock in or keep her balance on larger motions or stormy seas. Something like that would be appreciated, I'm sure. It's a very custom request for only one crewmate, but
You're right.
I guess we could do it a bit differently around here. And it doesn't have to be done under cover of night with this captain. And you see Pax almost asks the question looking at Astrea. I'm stuck with that name. I am so sorry.
No
with
worries.
Astrea. The tone he's used is definitely not the tone of a subordinate to a captain. Even though the tonality remained respectful, he's asking that question almost more personally.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for that input, Pax. Are you thinking about any other crew members who might need customizations for them to be able to work properly on the ship? Because I'm not going to handicap my own crew. That's the stupidest thing I've heard.
How about large enough passages for Jork?
Fair point. Let's go through them and just adapt what needs to be adapted. And I think that's going to be a technical discussion between Pax and Astrea going like, okay, what do they need or how do we need to handle things?
Yeah,
Maybe
Pax absolutely engages with this. And you even see a degree of, it comes out slowly at first, and once he's fully into it, he starts mentioning different aspects, especially of the more beastly humanoids of the crew.
Actually, I'll say this: I think Almond at some point sort of as you're walking through hears the conversation. Oh, if you're talking about hooves on deck, I mean,
you're an expert.
Hazel.
Yeah.
We came up with these. Just ask her about her boat shoes.
I will.
But Pebblebrook would probably appreciate raised platforms at some point on the ship to be able to see what's actually happening outside.
Also, Pax, once you're done, would you mind coming over for some and I kind of like do some waviness in the quick conversation? I'll be with Gizmo in the meantime.
Yeah, so Pax rounds up with Astrea first.
Mm. Well, Captain Almond, if you have other suggestions and things you have handled for your crew.
True, but the asphodel often, the asphodel is designed to be adaptable to anyone who could sort of manipulate wood. So I'm guessing that is not your crew. One of the first things we do when we get to docks is pretty much undo all of the custom work my crewmen have done to it. But I think that if you're you're going to want to, and she starts getting into basically you can have doors within doors, right? Which is a fairly common occurrence in our modern ships, where you have what they call the. She starts explaining. Well, I mean, I guess Astrea, you would know this. I think Pax, you would as well, considering the more militaristic and sort of standardized version of these. It's basically storm doors, as in you have an outer door within, and there's a door within, right? So anyone of a smaller stature, or when you want to avoid water flowing in from one room to another, you close the outer door. If there's a bigger person who needs to go through, that just means that during a storm, the bigger members of the crew are going to be a bit more prudent as to moving from place to place. But there we go. I'll say that I'll consider that Astrea, Pax, you are much more competent than your respective players with regards to designing a ship, and so that the ship will be. I'm not going to specifically try and snipe it. Oh, well, Karen has hooves, therefore she slips, unless it's a slipping hazard for anyone. Yeah, you will find different ways of adapting to your crew and to any crew later on.
It's inclusivity flavored in. Accessibility flavored in, sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. We're not yet at setting up ramps, though I do guess that if you're going to be rolling up crates or thing, then sometimes ramps are good.
Anyways, ramps are useful, so...
Yes, for many reasons.
I think at one point, as we start finishing up going over our crew list and the different species and needs, and we hear about the storm doors and some of the grips and those ship boots, Pax will turn to Astrea and would briefly look towards Captain Almond and then back to Astrea, and then just decide to speak up anyway and just be, I don't recommend staying alone too long, Captain. I'll go see to Farron, with your permission.
Astrea just says, yeah, no, he has to speak to you, so go.
Pax, in turning, offers a curt nod to Captain Almond before he's indeed going to go find Farron with Gizmo.
Okay.
Farron.
Ah, hello there. I don't know if you had much time now. I don't want to keep you from your duties, but you did say there was some sparring to be done, and I hope I had the opportunity to discuss a few thoughts I've had.
I could get rid of some of this excessive energy if I am to keep a low profile.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's actually part of what I had in mind. And essentially I limber up and walk away from Gizmo, saying, where did you, turning to Gizmo, where did you learn your penmanship? This is beautiful.
Wait, because penmanship as in?
Yeah, like the drawings. It's like I've been looking through your
okay.
sketches, etc.
Okay.
But Gizmo kind of had to learn by himself.
Actually, Gizmo, I have a question for you.
Oh my god.
And I do not want to go against the premise that Andreas has just put up here, but if it is because Gizmo learned everything by on their own, is the schematic readable by anybody else than Gizmo? Right? The idea of scaling and the idea of, right, if you remember old sort of if you look at medieval maps or if you look at Renaissance maps, they look nothing like the coast as they really were, right? It was just sort of hand drawn, but you knew, oh, this is supposed to be like this is supposed to be like this, right? Or perspectives are off or whatnot. How precise, I guess, how legible would it be how universal are your designs in the case of legibility?
Oh, that's a very complex question. So I would like to imagine that the design itself is actually quality as Farron is saying. Like you can actually recognize, the shape of the ship and the parts of it. But if you go and read the labels, the measurements, if you go and read the white lines that tell you how long something is, it starts to make no fucking sense at all. Like it's measured in like 2 cobalt foot long, and then the main mast of the ship is the, I don't know, the gobble bob, for example,
Right. Okay.
and that is at least 15 half cobalts tall.
Right. So on some points, we're using the gizmo measurement again here. So this
Yeah,
one it's
basically.
this one's 5 gizmos tall, but and this one's 5 gizmos wide. But because you're not the same height as the width, right? Isn't so a gizmo is not the same length in according to which direction. Right,
Exactly.
the y-axis is one gizmo is different than the y or the x because you're looking from foot to head, shoulder to shoulder, and snout to tail, and so you have different. Yeah, okay, I can see
Yep.
that,
I like that. Yep.
and it's also a d6 of damage.
Can imagine Hazel's despair. Why does a gizmo? How do you measure this thing?
Time to rename the whole system to Dungeons and Gizmos.
Yes. Yes.
Organs and gizmos now in
So yeah.
your
So
TTRPG.
basically, so yeah, the designs they make sense, but then once you start actually reading the schematics, you
And
lose your mind.
yeah,
Basically.
and I think now you finally understand, Farron, what Hazel was jotting down, asking Gizmo about the Farron's basically going. So how much is what? Sort of, I need complete different.
Has a complete conversion table on her clipboard of 1 gizmo length equals 17 inches. 1 gizmo.
No,
When
gizmo is
length-
not equal gizmo.
And pretty much her being very
When
polite,
is
she's
what
sort of
length?
she has to eyeball the size. She's smart enough to understand that there is a difference in reference points, but she's too polite to go. Okay, stand above that scale. I need to know exactly how tall you are.
I mean, technically, one gizmo is not a gizmo because it's actually 1/3 of a Theron. Like, I mean, that's obviously
Right? Yeah. We discussed. Yes, absolutely. Actually, it's 3/4 of a Farron because we decided that Farron was a D8.
True.
Right. So I leave. I stopped early enough to not have my brain scrambled by trying to understand them, and I go up with Pax, kind of like and limber up for a workout.
Sticks or steel?
Sticks this time.
Pax will just retrieve 2 pieces of loose woods, crack them into short sword length sticks, and throw one towards Farron.
Right. So I've been wondering about control and feints. Remember what you said last time, kind of like takes on a somewhat sloppy guard, about how you could read my movements way too early for my slashes to do any good? So the thing about earlier today is, and if you don't mind me saying so, maybe there's some lessons that I could try and give you too if you want. Because I feel that's kind of what you do when you sometimes talk to people. No offense, goes again for Slash. Pauses. Like, remember how you taught me these feints, which I swear I am trying to figure out. The whole point of it is to not let people know what you're going to do and what you have in mind. When you walked up to Astrea earlier and you looked like you were going to rip apart the first person who was going to cross your path, no offense, slashes again. Well, everyone could tell what you wanted to do, or at least was able to tell that you were going to do something. So my question is, would you like me to try and teach you my feints?
I think. And Pax moves in for a strike towards your right shoulder, but then just does the wrist flick to just spin the stick over your head and hit your left shoulder instead.
Mm-hmm.
A crew is only as good as how it complements each other. Pax steps in, looks like he's about to go to sweep your leg, making it quite easy to raise, and then just pushes his elbow into your midriff to show another feint.
Mm-hmm.
You can teach me anything you want, and I will do my best to learn if it's valuable. But sometimes, and Pax makes a really big broad swing, very easy to parry, to intercept. And as soon as the sticks connect, Farron would feel Pax just applying his strength, and he's just going to brute force through the guard. No feint, no whatsoever. Just tries to completely smack his stick, Farron's stick, into Farron.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a roll, or do we have it happen flavorfully?
You can happen flavor. You can use your passives if you wish. You can sort of just compare your passive attack to any. But I guess no, just go for flavor.
Nah.
Yeah. So as that heavy strike comes through, Pax pulls back to not leave like a massive bruised gash on Farron's chest. But he's gonna stand up, and I would like you to make an intelligence saving throw.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Intelligence saving throw, let's see. Da. Saving throws, that's okay. Nope, that's wisdom. Never mind. But that's the same thing.
It's the same thing. So we'll keep the 13.
Wait, I'm just double checking my DC. 1 second. Because what does it base my DC on? That's something I'm not fully clear. Sorry.
So what are you using?
Oh, wait. I need to roll my own charisma intimidation to set the roll. With strength, in this case.
So that is a 17. So that is a failure from...
So, because this is flavor-wise and it's in lore, I'm not trying to harm Farron in any way. But as Farron, as you would look up from this strike, Pax is standing up tall, and he looks taller. His teeth are much more visible. His eyes are sharp and focused on you, and you feel like prey. You are mechanically frightened for 6 seconds. Just the end of a turn.
Good.
And as the effect ends, Pax is leaning forward over Farron and reaches a hand out to help him up.
I suppose there are other schools of thought. Gets up.
Pulls Farron up.
Thing is,
I'd rather trust in the honing of your specialty. But I will gladly take advice. Just, you have yours and I have mine.
Agreed. And listen, I'm never going to be as good at this as you, at least not your way. And I'm not saying that you have to become something like me, but you're first mate, and when you do things, people notice in a good way. I'm just hoping you are aware of when they do, is all.
I was about to ask an insight roll, but no, I have 4 charisma. You read him like an open book. When you say, as first mate, when you do things, it gets noticed in a good way. People pay attention to you in a good way. There is clear indication that what you just said is foreign to Pax.
Right. Okay, well, I suppose we both can work on that. Plus, I need the exercise. Deal?
Let's get it out of our system.
Attaboy. And yeah. I think we'll continue sparring both for the sake of having something to do when processing everything. And I suppose to give everyone around a bit of a show.
The only crowd is probably Gizmo or a few people around, and I want to be very clear that the whole time I'm insulting Farron and rooting for Max. The whole time.
Frankly, not surprised.
Perfect.
Sorry, say that again.
Any
Astrea.
slight.
Okay, you cut out your comment.
Please, Panda, don't die. Please.
Here we go, snorted water on camera for the first time. Thank you very much, Nader. Listen, you're not allowed to be funny when I just take a big sip of water, man. That's just not fair.
I waited for you guys to have your scene in the roleplay the whole thing.
Right. Okay. Rounds of heroic inspirations if you did not have it already. I still need to come up with a mechanic on how to fuel you guys with these, but anyways.
We need to remember to use them as well, because I don't think anyone has used them in a while.
I used mine immediately as I got it, so
Yeah.
I'm happy with this.
Yes, and Farron as a human. No, wait. Is it new? Are you new human? Or old human?
I mean, we're doing 24, right?
2024, you have the heroic
Yes. So
inspiration.
yes, no. So you get heroic inspiration whenever you finish a long rest. As your resourceful trait.
That's
Yes.
a choice.
Yep. So use them. You have them.
Good to know.
Right. On that note, so this is happening on the deck, right? And I think at some point Hazel comes in, and sort of again, sort of not trying to push you off your own ship, but very much going, we need to work here. This is an active, contract. I was about to say crime scene. Jesus. So, come on, please move. Please move. And Hazel.
Somewhere else, please.
Yeah, okay, do this somewhere else. Yeah. Definitely, at some point, I think that Tressa.
Oh, I believe we have lost our dear hosts.
We shall be back, ladies and gentlemen, after this short interlude.
Are we? I mean, you're back. I had lost your.
Oh, we can see your mouth move, Jean-Yves, but we can't see
But
you.
we cannot hear you.
Ah.
Yeah. Wow, we
There
can
we
see
go.
your mouth move, but we can't see you, so we have a floating mouth in midair.
There we go.
Voila.
That's
But there is a lot of
your facial journey there was work.
Perfect.
And I just lost Astrea. Okay, this is interesting.
No, actually, I redid the whole thing.
Okay.
I'm coming back in a second.
Well, folks, technical difficulties. Aren't you glad we aren't live? Or if you want to see us live on Twitch, let us know. We'll make it happen, maybe. So I guess
Season finale.
I guess my question is, when Tressa sort of comes up from below decks, from where the kitchen area, she's calmed down. She's fairly. I mean, she has the impression of somebody who's seen. Oh, she just ordered her custom kitchen. So yeah, I can see on my wife's face that's exactly the expression that she had, but she sort of moves up to. I'm guessing. Who would be the first person in her way? Would that be Astrea, Pax, Farron? Who would be the first person she would turn to?
Astrea is probably still talking to the captain, because she has two things she wants to discuss.
So I think it would be Pax. I think, and her expression sort of shifts again back to previous business, right? And she, so basically, as she goes up to Pax and goes, are we telling anyone? Are we doing anything, or just letting it lie?
We're definitely not letting it lie, but the entirety of the officers know it now. So, we have it in hand.
Should I be warning the rest of the crew?
Not yet. The captain and I will take care of that. You've done good coming to me, Tressa.
And, not to press things, but granted, I used to look a little different 10 years ago, narrow at the hips, but if he recognizes me and approaches me, how am I supposed to?
Clear. I'll move it up the captain's priority list. Hold on. Farron, you got some paper?
Yeah, sure. There you go.
Yeah. Pax will take the paper, pull out some chalk from his belt pouch, and write up a note to Still. Which is basically an order for Still to keep within Tressa's vicinity, to keep an eye if anything would go or would happen. Gives it to Tressa, like, get this to Still. It's an order to stick near you and just keep an eye out if something happens before we take action.
And she's not going to be... well, she's good enough people. I've been trying to... Well, I think it's a good... Haven't managed to hang around with her in a while yet, so maybe this is a good opportunity to get to know each other. And sort of grabs the paper, and gets, I'll leave that to you then, and sort of walks off.
I think, yeah, Pax will... You see, actually, Farron, because you're probably nearby, maybe we're drinking some water, rehydrating after working out. You see Pax turns about to shout towards Astrea, and you see the frill deflate as he exhales, looks towards Farron. I guess you teach me things sneakily as well, huh? Little sneak. We should tell the captain that while we don't know what's up with this potential spy, until we do, we might want to stay one step ahead. Tressa's right. If she's recognized, then the spy might activate.
I don't like this. And yeah, you're right. Sure. I mean, first thing to do, I think, is probably to find out what they know about this person here. Before that, it's all speculation. For all we know, they said everything and they got out, and this is them starting turning over a new leaf. But I suppose that it's wishful thinking to assume. Still, let's find out.
I think Pax at that moment will walk with Farron to Astrea. He wouldn't have that same, big steps and that upset vibe. A lot of the initial alarm has been worked out of his system thanks to Farron. Captains. And he turns to Captain Almond at that moment and goes, Captain Almond, I need a brief word in private with my captain, if you'll allow.
That's when Astrea will lift a finger. Because she's been having a conversation with Almond while all that was going on.
Let's have that conversation then, yeah.
Captain Almond, I want to make this request from you concerning the captain's quarters that you are going to be building here. It's personal preference, and I prefer to keep it not hidden but private from the crew. If you could manage to include the name escapes me right now.
A toilet. No.
Altar.
Altar.
Something small. It doesn't need to be big, but I really would like.
I can. Are you looking for anything technical? Sort of hidden away, hidden latch, those things. I'm not that proficient, but I can.
No.
Just a small. I can arrange a small nook. Yeah, not a problem.
Thank you. That would be very appreciated.
It's. We sailors are. And do not take this in any insult. We have our own. We have our own beliefs, and I've had to deal with beliefs from many different worlds and many different habits and many different cultures. So, it's no bark off my trunk.
How do you manage the inclusion of all different beliefs and, for that part, nationalities in the beginning when they come in?
Well, I know that this might come as a strange answer, but literally, we share the same dream. All of the people here at Maladel, all the crew of the Asphodel, and a few others have sort of joined us based on dreams they've had, or whether it is of the island itself, or sunken cities, or the Aetherial Expanse in its greater expanse, I guess. Yes, we've all been guided here by dreams. And while we don't necessarily all know about it, it's about what it all means, we found that we tend to... It's like pieces from a different... It's like being a piece of a puzzle that you haven't seen yet. But you trust that you'll find people who match. And little by little, we are building up that puzzle. We are exploring, we are investigating, we are living our lives here. So yes, I would say common goal, a common dream.
Are you screening the new arrivals in any way, shape, or form?
Oh, no, of course we do.
Do you have a control method?
Yeah, we do.
I'm curious to hear about it.
It's... Actually, you know what? Make me a persuasion check.
Okay.
That's a 4.
Yeah, I didn't react because for some reason they didn't roll on my sheet, so I didn't see the fuck. I think that's a good point. Since we just got it, I'm gonna use my heroic inspiration on that one because Astrea softens the ask by saying, "Whatever you can tell me about it, but I need to unify my crew somehow, and I'm going to need to be able to screen new recruits. And
Well, there's nothing. Well, there's nothing nefarious. There's no bloodletting or ritual or not, and it's well, the first thing that the Asphodel is a different crew, right? You go in around any other island and recruit people, sailors there. Sailors want to make a living; it's their job, right? So you recruit them for their expertise, and if you realize that they don't work well in your crew, you drop them off at the nearest port, and you pick somebody else. And little by little, your crew is going to stabilize. Anyways, that's what I've been told. The fact that here we're all druids, we're all of the same cloth in a way, things are a bit different. Like I said, the dream. If they come with the dream, whether they want to sail or not, they are welcome. And we've had a few bad eggs here and there, but usually they're put to rights fairly quickly. I'm sorry, Astrea. I can't really give you much more advice than what worked for us. Guess you'll have to have your own methods. I mean, you're not you're not much of inexperienced either, from what I understood. So, why is this question coming up now?
because I am going to have to start with new methods. My previous captain instilled a couple of fundamentals, but I guess the different methods work with different crews and different situations. So it's mostly the mixing of different origins that I'm worried about. We had a mutiny when we were stranded. We lost a certain amount of people to that mutiny. So yeah, that is something that worries me and keeps me preoccupied right now.
I can understand, but I mean, you're a skeleton crew at best right now, I think, and
Yes.
you've lived through events that would break most. So I think for the moment, trust the crew that you have. And I guess you'll see, right? As in, next time you set sail, see who joins up, who doesn't. Up until now, from what I understand, the crew have been sort of forced together. Now they have options.
That seems wise. And then a last question. Yeah. A last question, and that one is way more personal, and you are entirely within your rights to just tell me to fuck off. But one of my crew recognized someone on the island, someone from the Empire.
Good.
Yeah.
What?
Well, yeah.
She stops. All of this time, she's been sort of working again, sort of moving her hands, sort of smoothing out wood, and she goes, "What?"
She knew him as an agent of the Empire, and is really worried about what he's doing here.
Now, we do have some who... It's inevitable with the amount of Caroline ships
Of course.
and that... but an agent, you say? What? Spy? Assassin?
When he was on a mission and she met him, she learned that he was a spy, indeed.
Well... You mentioned trust. I mentioned trust earlier. And while we do trust the people who join us, usually they open up about their past. And I do not believe that I've heard of any of the people on island being former agents or spies for the Empire. So either they're keeping that secret deeply hidden, which I would understand, or... well... did she happen to tell you who?
If you give me a name and a description, I don't know if the name is going to be useful, but I can always, I'm going to give, I don't remember the name she gave, but...
She gave the name Nail, as that's how they
Nail. Apparently, at that point, he went by Nail, and I'm giving the wider description and the place where she spotted him. So the pumpkin patch and so on.
Well, we've got no Nail with that description, at least. Give me a moment. And she sort of moves over to Hazel. Which I think this is where Pax, you come in.
Yeah.
Captain. Well, they're discussing things. I just... Would I have overheard any part of that query walking up?
Here's a good question. Yeah, that's a good question. Astrea, would you have been talking sort of normal voice or hushed tones?
I think it wouldn't have been full conversation voice, but it's also not whispering. It's like a quieter conversation. Like this is supposed to not go outside of the door. Yeah, it's not supposed to be heard and discussed.
Okay. So I think that. Astrea, I'll give you the option here. Does Pax hear the tail end of the conversation, or can he guess the subject of the conversation? One or the two.
I'm pretty sure he's able to guess, as in, Almond's reactions and expression at that point. The fact that she's conversing with Hazel in a hushed tone. All those little clues give, we have been conspiring and now they are conspiring, therefore probably there was a message that went through.
Yeah. So yes, considering that this is the biggest subject at hand at the moment, Pax, I think you would understand that yes, that conversation has been breached. While you do not know the tenets of the word spoken.
Yeah. Pax connects the dots, looks up towards Astrea. Just in case you weren't fully up to date, Captain, we are up against a ticking clock. If this nail recognizes Tressa, then we have an activated agent on our hands.
Which is why I had a discussion with Captain Almond, because this is their island, their crew, their people, and a threat to them as well. So, yes. I'm waiting to hear what their conclusion will be, but let's say that at least the name and the description given by Tressa are not what they know him as. So there is something afoot.
If we find him alive and we have a chance to question him, maybe we should... And you see Pax hesitate for a moment and then shake his head. Never mind. Let me know what you need.
We have the means to interrogate anyone we... As sort of Almond and Hazel sort of walk up. Oh, sorry, did not mean to intrude, but I believe we were talking about the same thing.
Yes.
There's no nail by that description, but the closest that Hazel here believes is a young man by the name of young man by Druidic standards, by the name of Bayleaf. He's been with us for the past couple of months now. Hazel, how would you? Hazel sort of fairly keeps to himself, getting used to life at the community, but we haven't had any issues so far with him. Is this Tressa? Is she sure about this?
He was very adamant.
Well,
I can call her in if you want to talk to her.
No need.
But
no need.
I think she was.
But Captain, as she turns to Almond, I believe this is valid enough to at least bring him in and ask him about it. This might just be a coincidence or a misunderstanding, but with recent reports, it's not something that we can take lightly. Almond replied, "Of course not.
Could we
have Tiberius join them around the where would he be right now? Where would Bayleaf be? Well, according to he's been assigned a patch in the gardens. We might want to check there and maybe ask around. Have Tiberius meet. I'm guessing you will be. Look, I'll send Tiberius help you out if you want to have a look at this. This is. Well, I'll have Tiberius meet you at the entrance of the gardens.
Who is she telling that
She's
to?
basically telling you four. Basically, I'll have Tiberius come basically as either escort or to sort of point him out or whatnot. But
okay.
If he's if he's your catch, he's your catch.
Thank you. That is very generous of you.
And if
it being your island, your territory.
Look, to be honest, a bit of a leap of faith. I kind of want to see how you do things.
It's a little smile. Gives her a nod and then goes, well, Pax?
I think we should get access to search his belongings as well, Captain.
Yes.
A spy is a liar.
And should he be revealed as an agent, active agents, and you manage to capture him alive, we have methods of probing deeper. I'm going to be... Well, I'll leave you to that. I'll get back to your ship.
Thank you.
You see Hazel basically from her satchel. She brings out a. There's a She brings out this. It starts out like a sort of a little ball of fur, so sort of just fuzzy little. It's almost like just a fluff ball, right? Which she sort of takes into her hand, sort of cups it around, and sort of whispers, and as it opens, you can see now a small sort of brown feathered sparrow, and who just flies off in the direction of the island. Yeah. And yeah. What do you guys do?
Let's get off and find Tiberius.
Okay.
On the way towards finding Tiberius, Pax is going to be talking to Athenea.
Astrea.
Oh my god, every time.
Dude.
Can we edit this out and like copy paste me saying Astrea every time? Can we?
You know what? No.
God damn it.
But I might just put up a counter, just go ding every time you're.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Serves me right for naming characters too close to characters I'm playing with. Goes to Astrea. How about instead of searching him and holding him into custody, we could let someone subtle, and you see Pax very much suggesting something a lot out of his element, look towards Farron. Try and get something out of him in casual conversation before we go in for the grab, if need be.
I mean, if that's the play, I'm happy to try it out. I don't know the fella, but maybe he wants to know me.
I like the idea, however, I really don't want to get any bells going off before we're able to.
With all due respect, Captain, me charging a man or Farron entering a situation to engage in seemingly casual conversation, I think I will ring bigger alarm bells.
Fair enough.
Are we still... Who's still in the room besides the officers?
Right now, like, is this a walk and talk situation? Have you? Because for me, you're still on.
No, we're still on the ship because we know that to me, I know that on the ship there's Hazel, Almond,
Those are there are a couple. Those are the people that are involved right now, right? The ship is.
Yeah.
You have a couple of people run. But is there anybody specific that you are looking for right now, or are you just asking in general?
I'm want to ask, well, if Hazel's still there, I would just ask, do you guys play games for fun? And I'm going to just take out a set of dice and start kind of like shuffling them around in my hand.
She sort of looks at you. You've got, yes, of course. All sorts of games.
Is this Bayleaf a fan, or would I find him more grabbing a drink, or?
To be honest, I'm unsure. Well, I haven't really noticed him. Huh. Let me roll the die on that one. No, I don't think I've ever mingled with him, so...
Oh, well, I suppose I can try and find out. Worst case scenario, I can find out some general gossip too. That's always fun. I mean, with your permission, of course, Captain. If you'd rather we take our time, happy to follow your lead.
I'm just wondering, Pax, are you willing to tag along with Farron, or at least keep in the general vicinity? Just to make sure he's safe. And Gizmo, are you willing to come with me? I'd like to have a little look around his stuff.
Oh, yes. Gizmo likes looking around for stuff.
Guess what, dear GM?
Mm-hmm.
We're splitting the party again.
Yeah, we are, aren't we? So
We need a jingle for this kind of situation.
60% of the time, it works every time.
Every time.
I think what you have is basically just the. I think. Wait, do I have a meme for this? I think I do. I believe this is the meme that I have in mind. Right.
You know what? Fair. Very fair.
Shout out.
Hi, Brennan.
We all feel that way sometimes.
Right. So, how about this? Splitting the party, definitely. We are going to take a little break here, and then in the next part we will look into the spy hunt. Right. So, friends, foes, those undeclared, thank you for watching, and we will see you we'll see you next time on Waves of Starlight. Stay safe, and see you then.